everyone. Welcome back to the Cross Training Women Weekly Live. I'm Allie, Christian health and fitness coach and the founder of Cross Training Women, where I help women transform their body and health biblically so that they can live fully and abundantly and carry out their God-given purpose. Last week, I talked about how when you want to lose weight, most of the tips that we seek out in here have to do with action steps or tangible things like eat this or avoid or limit this food or walk 10,000 steps every single day. And while those types of tips are extremely important to helping you lose weight, you're missing a big component of weight loss, which is your mindset. Your mind is very powerful. In fact, the Bible says that the way we are transformed is through the renewing of our mind. And so if you don't have the right mindset, it's going to be impossible to transform and reach your goals. And so every Tuesday this month, I'm sharing a powerful mindset tip with you that has helped me or my clients lose weight, and I know it will help you lose weight as well. And last week, the mindset tip that I shared, I know is one that really helped me on my journey, which was think, replace, not restrict. So if you haven't watched that one yet, be sure to check it out. But this week, this second mindset tip for weight loss that I wanted to share with you is think progress over perfection. And this is extremely important to hear for those of you who tend to have that all or nothing mentality, that mindset, or you struggle with perfectionism. And if that's you, I can definitely relate to that at times. And I see it happen all the time with women who desperately want to lose weight. They start a new diet or a new program, and they have this it's all or nothing mentality, which is really code for I'm going to do this perfectly 100% of the time. And while I love the enthusiasm, it's just not realistic. Every single person who is working toward a goal or a dream, especially if it's, they're trying something new, they're going to make mistakes. I don't care who you are. No one is perfect and no one can execute things perfectly 100% of the time. And really, there are just some things that are out of our control. Life just happens. And so everyone who sets a goal is going to encounter setbacks or get off track at some point. And I know that kind of sounds negative or maybe discouraging, but hopefully that's actually encouraging to hear because it happens to everyone. It's not just you. It's normal to make mistakes. Everyone does. And the good news is it's okay to make mistakes. You don't have to be perfect all of the time in order to reach your goals. And I think that's one of the biggest lies that we believe, that we have to be perfect in order to be successful and reach your goals. And that's why I think a lot of people fail to reach their goals and why a lot of diets fail, because they get caught up in perfectionism. They expect and they feel like they need to be 100% perfect all of the time. And so they start off great the first week or maybe the first week or two or a couple weeks, but then something happens. Life just throws something unexpected at them, or maybe they just get tired and worn out from trying to do too much and trying to be perfect. And they start thinking, you know what, this is just way too hard. And so they end up giving in and going off track. And then once that happens, they think, well, I already messed up. What's the point? I might as well just stop now because it's never going to happen for me. I can't do this. And so if that's your mentality, if you hold yourself to perfectionism, you're only setting yourself up for failure. And so we need a mindset shift. And one of the best mindset shifts that, again, has helped me is think progress over perfection. And so that's something that I preach all the time now. It's not about being perfect. It's about making progress over time and just staying consistent with it. And I know I've used this example before, but let's just say you wanted to lose weight. And one of the things you committed to in order to try to reach your goal, or in order to reach your goal, was to cut out all sweets. And the first week you were perfect. You didn't have any sweets whatsoever. But then the following week, you ended up going to some sort of special event or occasion, and there was all these amazing desserts there, and everyone around you was eating it, and you just couldn't resist it. And so you ended up giving in and you had a dessert. Well, many women at that point, they feel like they completely failed, and that, it's just going to be too hard after all. This isn't going to work for me. And so I might as well just give up on this goal. And then they go back to their old habit of eating a bunch of sweets. Well, what if instead they thought, that was just one dessert. I didn't eat any dessert the week before. I've never done that before. And so I'm in so much of a better place now than I was just a few weeks ago. And they focused on the progress that they've made rather than on that one dessert that they had. That mentality is going to keep them moving forward. That person is going to be much more likely to reach their goal. In fact, I'd be surprised if they didn't, because that person doesn't give up. They just keep trying to get a little bit better every single day, every single week. And if they do that, they're eventually going to hit their goal. Maybe not an exact time frame that they wanted or expected to, but they're going to reach their goal eventually. And so that's the mindset tip that I wanted to share with you today. Think progress over perfection. And if you've made progress, you should celebrate that and be proud of yourself. Don't focus on the negative, focus on the positive, and you'll be so much more encouraged and motivated to keep going. So if you currently feel frustrated with your inability to stay 100% perfect, or you're frustrated with all the times that you went off track this week or maybe last week or this weekend, I just want you to pause and think back to when you first started your journey. Where were you then? And then now I want you to kind of ask yourself, am I in a better place now? Have I made improvements since then? Have I made progress since I first started? Have you seen progress physically? Have you lost weight? Do your clothes fit any better? Do you have more energy? Have you gotten stronger? Do you have more endurance or stamina now? Or even something like, has your relationship with food or exercise changed since you first started? Do you, fear food less? Do you now see food and exercise more as a good gift from God rather than the enemy? And if you've noticed any of those changes and you've made progress, then you should celebrate and be proud of yourself, not get down on yourself for that one time you went off track this week. And I know something that I shared with my clients in one of our weekly Monday Mindset Motivation calls was, do you think God was really upset with you when you ate that one brownie that you were trying to avoid that week because you're trying to give up all sweets? Do you think he condemns you in that moment when you did something that you ultimately didn't want to do? No, God is more concerned about your heart, and just he loves seeing you work toward being set free from food and taking care of your body and the progress that you've made and are continuing to make. And he gives you grace in that moment. So I would love for you to just, move on and just continue to work towards your goals and just continue to get a little bit better every day and every week, and just continue focusing on making progress. So think progress over perfection. And hopefully you found this encouraging to you today, and that this mindset tip helps you on your journey to lose weight. Like or comment below if this resonated with you and you're going to try to implement this mindset tip moving forward. But thank you so much for joining today. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys back here next week